another year, another federal budget. And like every year, it's all one can talk about, from news channels to podcasts and Twitter posts and LinkedIn discussions, and even on chai corners. That's all our country has been obsessed with since the budget has been released. What is the hype about? This year's budget comes under the shadow of IMF program, and the numbers look good. The macroeconomic indicators like inflation is down, current account is in surplus, and our debt payments are being done. But scratch beneath the surface and you will know and you will see that our growth is still crawling. हमारी GDP still 2.6% है, and even that number is being questioned by the experts. बजट दो हिस्सों पे मुश्तमिल होता है, revenues and expenditure sides. On the expenditure side, हमारे पास 17.6 trillion का बजट is further divided into current expenditures and development expenditures or development spending. Current expenditure consumes the largest share of total expenditures. 17.6 trillion में से 16.28 trillion is consumed by the current expenditures. ये वो expenditures हैं जो आपको करने ही करने हैं. इसमें सबसे पहले हमारे पास interest payments है, then there is defense spending, and there are subsidies and pensions. इस साल interest payments decrease हुई हैं, जिसकी वजह से current expenditure compared to the last year slightly decrease आया है उसमें. मगर अगर हम देखें तो गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से कोई प्रोएक्टिव मेजर्स नहीं लिए गए टू रिड्यूस द एक्सपेंडिचर. जो करंट एक्सपेंडिचर में इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट्स का डिक्लाइन आया है वो इस वजह से नहीं है कि गवर्नमेंट ने अपना साइज़ कम किया है या कोई SOEs प्राइवेटाइज़ की हैं. इट्स बिकॉज इंटरेस्ट रेट जो कि पिछले साल अराउंड 22% था, इस साल कम होके ग्रेजुअली कम होके 11% पे आया है. उस कमी की वजह से इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट्स कम हुई हैं. अदर देन दी इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट्स जो बाकी हमारे एक्सपेंडिचर्स जैसे कि डिफेंस है, इट हैज़ बीन इंक्रीज बाय 20%, पेंशंस हैज़ बीन इंक्रीज बाय 10%, और सब्सिडीज़ although they have been decreased by 13%, the number is still high for the subsidies. So in current expenditure, as I said earlier, these are the payments that you have to make at any cost. So what do you do when revenues fall short? Where do you cut the expenditures? Yes, you guessed it right. Development spending. इस साल development spending में 10% की कमी आई है. Last year development spending was around 1.1 trillion, मगर इस साल वो कम होकर 1 trillion तक आ गया है. So while the public consensus is on the spending for education, health and social spending, the government is not focused on these sectors, and rather it would invest in infrastructure, which no doubt is the need of an hour as well. But if we want to invest in the future of the economy and the country, we need to invest in education, health and social spending as well. Certain issues जो हैं वो exist करते हैं हमारे expenditure side पे. सबसे पहले हम अगर बात करें pension reforms, while the countries are moving towards contributory pension systems, पाकिस्तान का जो pension system है वो अभी भी आउटडेटेड पेंशन सिस्टम पे रिलाई करता है, और जो स्ट्रक्चर है इट्स नॉट अप टू डेटेड. इसकी वजह से कंट्री उन लोगों की कॉस्ट भी बेयर करता है जो कि अरसे से रिटायर हो चुके हैं फ्रॉम द सर्विस, मगर दे आर स्टिल अर्निंग फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट. सेकेंडली, सब्सिडीज़. वाइल सब्सिडीज़ में ओवरऑल कमी आई है, द प्रॉब्लम इज़ नॉट ओनली देयर साइज बट इट्स ऑल्सो देयर डिज़ाइन. मोस्ट ऑफ द सब्सिडीज़ still go to power sector, जो कि अभी भी high cost incur करता है to the country. Other than the power sector, जो subsidies हैं they are not well targeted, inefficient and very poor in their design. Now let's talk about state-owned enterprises. I'm sure आप में से बहुत सुने न्यूज़ चैनल्स पे, न्यूज़पेपर्स में पढ़ा होगा, सुना होगा about the privatization of PIA. Yet, even though almost 12 months or more have been passed, कोई successful effort नहीं हुई to privatize the PIA. Similarly, जो other SOEs हैं including steel mills and Gencos and Discos, उनकी privatization भी halted है. So, despite knowing that these SOEs incur billions of losses to the country, government is still funding their development projects in order to make them either work or make them sustainable वी हैव नो आइडिया। बट ये वो सेक्टर है जिसको सबसे ज़्यादा रिफॉर्म्स की ज़रूरत है और जिसको सबसे ज़्यादा अर्जेंटली रिफॉर्म्स की ज़रूरत है। अगर हम रेवेन्यू साइड्स की बात करें तो रेवेन्यू साइड saw an increase of 18% compared it to the last year. This is an ambitious target to collect the revenues of 14.1 trillion in the span of 1 year. In taxes में भी जो 48% of the taxes are direct taxes and 52%, around 52% of the taxes are from the indirect taxes. In total taxes में 6.9 trillion rupees will be collected from the direct taxes and remaining 52% will be collected from the indirect taxes. Direct taxes में हमारे पास सबसे ज़्यादा शेयर is from income taxes and indirect taxes में हमारे पास सबसे ज़्यादा जो शेयर है वो sales tax का है. Other than these taxes, government has projected an increase in the custom duties despite tariff rationalization. ये तो हो गए tax revenues. Non-tax revenues saw an increase of 5% as well. Although this projection is a bit dubious because last year there was an increase in non-tax revenues, मगर that increase can be attributed to high interest rates. इस साल जब interest rates तकरीबन 10% कम हुआ है comparing it to the last year, SBP revenues को still high project करना seems too ambitious to achieve. Expenditure side की तरह revenue side में भी कुछ issues persist करते हैं जो कि immediate reforms demand करते हैं from the government. सबसे पहले अगर हम direct taxes की बात करें तो share of direct taxes has increased from 40% to 48% over the years in the total tax collection. मगर डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस में सबसे मेजर कंपोनेंट इनकम टैक्स का है जो कि सैलरीड क्लास से कलेक्ट किया जाता है. सो बेसिकली इन पाकिस्तान यू गेट पेनलाइज्ड फॉर अर्निंग मोर. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर की बात करें तो इट पेज अराउंड 58% ऑफ द टोटल टैक्सेस वाइल कंट्रीब्यूटिंग ओनली 14% टू द GDP. अगर हम इन नंबर्स को कंपेयर करें रिटेल सेक्टर के साथ तो it contributes around 18% of the GDP, but it only pays 4% of the total tax. So this highlights कि पाकिस्तान में जो tax collection है, it's heavily focused on increasing the tax rates on those who are already paying taxes. इसमें जो untaxed sectors हैं, such as retail sector, that needs attention and that needs to be brought into the tax net. गवर्नमेंट क्लेम करती है कि सैलरीड क्लास को इनकम टैक्स की फॉर्म में रिलीफ मिला है इन दिस बजट. हाउएवर, इज दैट रिलीफ सिग्निफिकेंट और नॉट? दैट नीड्स टू बी क्वेश्चन बिकॉज ओवर द ईयर्स इन्फ्लेशन इंक्रीज हुई है जिसकी वजह से परचेजिंग पावर्टी ऑफ द लोअर, स्पेशली ऑफ द लोअर एंड मिडिल इनकम क्लास हैज़ बीन डिक्रीज्ड. तो while government का claim जो है to of providing the tax relief in terms of number might seem something significant, it's not, because 4% tax rate कम करने से still they are paying higher taxes than they are earning, because it's not just the direct taxes or income taxes they are paying other forms of taxes including especially GST. Secondly, हायर इनकम क्लासेस पे एक सुपर टैक्स की फॉर्म में भी टैक्स लगता है विच दे पे अदर देन द इनकम टैक्स. सो दैट सुपर टैक्स हैज़ बीन डिक्रीज फ्रॉम 10% to 9%. आर्ग्यूमेंट ये दिया जा रहा है कि दिस इज़ टू कर्ब द ब्रेन ड्रेन. मगर क्या 1% डिक्रीज की वजह से दोज हु आर capable of earning higher and getting better economic opportunities and better economic compensation, would they still not leave Pakistan because of this 1% reduction? I don't think so. I think so they would still choose moving abroad rather than living in Pakistan, where they have to pay higher taxes. In addition to its existing structural weaknesses in tax system of Pakistan, the budget has introduced a few more taxes to either formalize the economy or increase the tax revenues. इसमें सबसे पहले हम बात करेंगे जो डिजिटल प्रेजेंस एक्ट है. इसके मुताबिक if a foreign vendor is providing goods and services to Pakistani consumers or even businesses, they are liable to pay 5% of the tax. So if you are using services from either Amazon or Netflix or AliExpress, you'd be liable to pay 5% of the tax. So now if you have saw an increase in prices of Temu, you can attribute that to the federal budget 25-26. पाकिस्तान के जो लोकल ई कॉमर्स सेक्टर है उस पर भी फ्यू टैक्सेस इंट्रोड्यूस किए गए हैं, जिसमें विद होल्डिंग टैक्स है एंड कैश ऑन डिलीवरी टैक्स है. This is in order to increase the compliance of the businesses with the FBR. However, we can question that whether these taxes come at the right time, because हम अगर देखें तो हमारी जो IT इंडस्ट्री है और ई कॉमर्स सेक्टर है, it's been one of the emerging sectors in the global economy, not just in Pakistan. अगर हम freelancers की बात करें तो पाकिस्तानी freelancers are in top 5 freelancers globally. So taxing them at the very initial stage of their development, instead of trying to provide them with the facilities in form of easy transaction payment methods and other internet services, Pakistan's government is imposing new taxes. These taxes can stall the progress of an emerging sector rather than enabling it. Tax collection, revenue collection must not come at the expense of future competitiveness. Digitally delivered goods and services के अलावा गवर्नमेंट ने कार्बन लेवी एंड न्यू एनर्जी व्हीकल्स लेवी भी इंट्रोड्यूस की है. This move is in order to transition from the fossil fuels to the clean energy. While this looks good in theory, सवाल यह है कि क्या पाकिस्तान, जिसमें अभी ना ही कोई ट्रांसमिशन मैकेनिज़म्स हैं और ना ही इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप्ड है टू अडॉप्ट दी इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स, क्या इस तरह के मूव्स पाकिस्तान में सस्टेनेबल हैं? बिकॉज वी थिंक दैट दीज मेजर्स विल ओनली लीड टू इंक्रीज द टैक्सेशन बर्डन on the lower and middle income classes which cannot even afford the cars at the right time. अगर यहाँ पे लेवी इंट्रोड्यूस हो जाती है तो लोअर एंड मिडिल इनकम क्लासेस आर फर्दर discouraged from having mobility options. One good move in this budget is tariff rationalization. इसके मुताबिक 4 slabs होंगी tariffs की, 0%, 5%, 10% and 15%. That's it. Other than the custom duties, additional custom duties and regulatory duties जो कि currently imported goods पे impose होती हैं, they will be gradually eliminated over the couple of years. This move is to enhance the imports in form of raw materials and intermediate goods, which in turn form the basis for our final products. After protecting our local industry for so long, government has finally realized that the right move is to open up its economy and let the producers use imported raw materials and intermediate goods to produce their final goods. This move will not only curb the smuggling but also increase compliance and eventually increase the custom duties collection. This will also lead to industrial upgrading, participation of Pakistani products and producers in global value chain and enhancing competition. So now that we have discussed the existing issues in the economy and in the federal budget, the question is what needs to be done. First of all, government needs reforms in areas like pension, government size and subsidies. Instead of letting these sectors and areas cost heavily on the economy and on the budget, government needs to prioritize reforms in these areas. Only then we would be free from the debt cycle. वरना जैसे जैसे हम अपनी गवर्नमेंट साइज इंक्रीज करेंगे या पेंशन्स इंक्रीज करेंगे और सब्सिडीज इंक्रीज करेंगे, there will be more debt to finance these services and then there will be more interest payments on those debt payments. Secondly, broadening the tax base. Distortions continue to persist in the tax system of Pakistan. हमारे पास जो solar panels, imported solar panels पर एक 10% tax लगा है. This is a good example of distortionary tax system where locally produced solar panels face 18% tax rates while 10% is imposed on the imported panels. The suggestion is not to increase the tax rate on the imported panels. Rather, it is to decrease the tax rates on the locally produced panels as well to harmonize the tax rates. Similarly, as we discussed already, the sectors which contribute around 18% to GDP still pay nothing to very low taxes. These sectors should be introduced in the tax net to broaden the tax net. Also, the reforms such as unifying the tax rates and lowering the overall tax rates will only lead to increased compliance and thus increased revenue collection in the economy. तीसरा एरिया जिसको रिफॉर्म्स की ज़रूरत है is public sector reforms. Government should realize by now that it can no longer fund SOEs on its revenues. They have to be funded by the debt payments, and other than the SOEs which incur billions of losses, the size of the government is increasing over the time despite the suggestions from international and national organizations that it should be shrinking by now. Going forward, पाकिस्तान सिर्फ एक ही सूरत में स्टेबिलिटी से ग्रोथ की तरफ मूव कर सकता है जब गवर्नमेंट एग्रेसिवली टैक्स रिफॉर्म्स को परस्यू करे और अपने एक्सपेंडिचर्स को ट्रिम करे. Only then we can move from funding SOEs, pensions, subsidies to health, schooling and infrastructure for not just the betterment of our current generation but for the coming generations as well.